Hello friends, today we are talking about interface segregation principle, which is fourth principle in our solid principles list. So it is like one of the important principle if you want to achieve maintainable and clean code while implementing your application. So what it says, client should not be forced to depend on interfaces they do not use. So most of the time we create interface and we'll implement while implementing the functionality, we implement those interfaces. So what happened over a period of time, let's say we keep on increasing or declaring the method inside interface, then that interface become very fat and not all the classes implementing it using all the methods. So let's see this with the help of example. We'll take bad example first and then again like good example. So this is the one example of having multi-function device as an interface, and in this interface we have three methods. One is print, scan, and fax. And as you know that like if we have one application that might be using only print, that might be implementing the print method only, but because it is implementing the whole interface, it has to write implementation for scan and fax too. So here in our example we have simple printer class which is actually utilizing only print method, but it has to override the other method too. So this is a clear violation of interface segregation principle. So where like even though we are using only one method, we still have to implement all the methods. And our interface is like, though we have only, as an example, we have created only three methods, but we can see it is a bulky interface. Now, how to solve this problem? Like what our interface segregation principle says, if your implementation class, they are not using all the methods given in your interface, you can actually segregate the interfaces in a way that whatever like let's say our simple printer using only print method, so we can create single interface for the print method only. Then our scanner is using scan method, so we can have another interface called scanner, and similarly for fax. So this is a segregation of interface. So let's go to the good example. So here in the good example, we have created three different interfaces: printer, scanner, and fax. And again, based on our requirement, simple printer, again multifunction machine. So here, let's say we have a use case there, like we need to implement like we need all these methods. So here we can implement multiple interfaces, so we can have print, scan, and fax at the same time. And in case like if you want to use only single method, we can implement it the single interface. So that way our interfaces are segregated and our code will be maintainable. So unnecessarily we don't have to implement any method in our code. That way our code become readable. So this is about interface segregation principle. Now we will say what is the difference between single responsibility principle and interface segregation principle. So here the clear difference is single responsibility principle talks about classes and methods. And here the interface segregation principle talks about interfaces only. So this is the main difference between single responsibility principle and interface segregation principle. Thank you guys. This is all for today.